The agriculture sector is the largest contributor to economic growth and development in Malawi. According to the Malawi Growth Development Strategy Paper 3, it absorbs more than 64% of the total labor force and contributes over 75% of Malawi's foreign exchange earnings. The sector is guided by the National Agriculture Policy, NAP, and the National Agriculture Investment Plan, NAIP.
If you look at some of the components of the project, they are mirrored from the NAIP components. You're looking at increasing adoption of agriculture technologies as one of the components that is covering the NAIP. That is also getting a lot of support in terms of implementation from the ASWAP, because component 1 of the ASWAP is looking at how we can increase productivity, and it's also looking at how we can actually access agricultural information. So on that one, the two are talking to each other. If you go to the second component for the ASWAP support project, which is dealing with road rehabilitation and upgrading, you'll find that the objective of the ASWAP is to improve mobility of our farmers to get their produce from wherever they are to the market, and that would depend on improved accessibility of the roads. So if you start marrying them in that way, you'd find that the ASWAP-SPII is a very important program.
To date, the project has registered tremendous achievements, with a total of over 79,000 households being direct beneficiaries.
The project has made a number of strides in many areas because we can see from the beneficiaries themselves, who are the farming communities in the respective villages, the level of satisfaction on the interventions which the project is bringing to the communities. There are so many benefits that have come out.
The project has also registered an increase in an average yield of 14.57% in selected commodities, of maize at 16.8% and groundnuts at 12.3%. Since the country started using inorganic manure, there has been a blanket recommendation when it comes to fertilizer application, which wrongly assumed all soils have the same deficiencies. The project, through the Department of Land Resources and Conservation and the Department of Agriculture Research Services, DARS, conducted a comprehensive study of the soil fertility status of soils of Malawi.
We have done the soil mapping. We have developed the fertilizer recommendation. These are called area-specific fertilizer recommendations. And then now we also developed the fertilizers. And last year we did the field validation trials. Because once we make the recommendations, we have to check whether what we have done, there is a good response, but also we need to compare with the current recommendations. So with these recommendations, we expect them to perform better than the current recommendations, especially when you look at the current fertilizers, the blanket recommendations. What it means, everywhere you are applying the same rate of the fertilizer and the same type of fertilizers. But for these areas specific, based on the soil mapping, we are trying to come up with fertilizers that are the right for a particular place, so in terms of the amount and also the type of the nutrients.
Scaling up of climate-smart agriculture practices among smallholder farmers through conservation agriculture has been intensified by the project. To date, the project has achieved over 12,000 hectares of land under climate-smart agriculture practices, which is in form of mulching, agroforestry, manure making and application, soil and water conservation. Farmers are testifying the fruits of climate-smart agriculture.
Ndimakolola matumba atatu omwe amene samandithandizira. Koma ntayamba ulimi umene undu umene naonanso ubwino kuti pamene pandakolola matumba 15 ndiye chimene naona apo kuti ubwino ulipo. Chifukwa chakuti sinatenge nda matumba mwanga akuzalimisaso pamalopa. Chifukwa tikazala tazala sitipitisaso khaso kulima.
Ndaona kuti ulimi ndi wabwino chifukwa umaonjezera nthaka. Umasunga chinyontho kukabwera ng'amba chimanga sichimanyala. Komanso ntchito imene imagwira mmene imakhala yochepa kusiyana ndi kugwedeza nthaka. Chimanga chimene nakolola mbali iyi ma 50 kg anali 5 mbali yogwedeza. Mbali yosagwedeza ma 50 kg anali 10.
Banana revival is another major key intervention that is at the heart of ASWAP-SPII. To restore the industry to its glory, the Ministry of Agriculture, through the Department of Agriculture Research, with financial support from ASWAP-SPII, has expanded and managed banana orchards in research stations across the country, where suckers are harvested and supplied to farmers across the country. To date, 6,480 suckers have been harvested and distributed to farmers. The project has also empowered rural farmers to do banana multiplication right in their backyards through macropropagation. A total of 64 community nurseries has been established under the project. Farmers in different parts of the country are using orchards and humidity chambers to multiply banana plants.
Ntojizi zilipo 150 zimene tinalandira kuchokera kwa ASWAP-SPII. Ntojizi jatinamba kuti namba kuzichulukisa ndipo anzathu ena anapezapo phindu alandira anthu ochuluka. Mena alandirapo tinape anthu amene amalimbikira nthawi imeneyo tinaona kuti ntojizi anatipasa 150 ana amene anamba kupanga pamene popo sitingakwanise kugawa mu zonse. Tiyeneka kugawa kuyamba step. Nakawirapo kwa anthu 16 wina seti mampasa mbewu yokwanira 6 kuti akayambe akamachulukisa azenga sena azizala. Kuteko pano tikunena pano anthu onse amuzimabwaira sangakhulupirira kuti nthojizo zingazabwerere kuno kucholo komano apanopa ali ndi chisanzo chabwino kuti nthojizo aziona ndipo ineyo ndapindula.
Nthojizi ndi mdzina lake ndi William mtundu wake. Nthojizi zimenezi zili magawo awiri kuno ndi orchard. Nthojizi mu orchard zimenezi ndi malongo ochulukitsira mmene malika achulukitsira limachotsa mapatsa alimiyena azikapanga m'midzi mwawo. Kuonjezerapo liso ndi chemba. Kuchemba koso timafesa kumachulukitsa mmene mapatsa alimi azika tinapasa so napanga orchard ina muti waja mpitira ngati nthawi yochulukitsa tenkhana ikulu ndi kuchulukitsa ulimi wa nthoji.
Masomphenya ndona kuti ndikuyenera ndionjezere malo apapa ngati ndi pakhomo chabe koma ndikufunisisa kuti nditakhala ndi malo akuti mwina nditakuzala nthoji zosachepera mwina 2000 komanso ndikutha kuona kuti titakha kuti tapanga zimenezo zodera lonseyi tikupeza kuti tazala nthoji zimenezi ndikuti zitithandizira kwambiri kumbali mwina ya chuma kuti mwina anthuso tizitha kumagulisa nthoji zija kumathandizikiraso magawo ena.
To complement DARs and community nurseries in banana sucker production, private firms such as Hortnet, Cambodia Investment, and Fairview have been engaged. The project so far has procured and distributed over 114,000 clean banana planting materials from the 3 private firms.
Been working hand in hand with the Ministry of Agriculture, especially through the ASWAP program. So 2 main activities that we've been doing: hosting trainings for like 3-4 times. The ministry has brought extension officers just to appreciate on how we manage our plantation, so that even the extension officers out there also know the technical know-how on how to manage bananas. But we've also been running macro propagation small facility. So the extension officers have been coming here to be trained on the macro propagation.
With these concerted efforts, there is every hope that sooner or later, Malawi will restore its banana production like before. Another core objective of ASWAP-SPII is to enhance the consumption of diversified and nutritious foods whilst generating income. The project is using the integrated homestead farming approach, IHF, to improve household food security and nutrition.
Tili ndi dimba la pakhomo limene muona mbewu zimene timazalira ndimene timakozera mabediwo. Tili ndi khola la nkhuku zimagona mu khola mwamba, komanso tili ndi khola la mbuzi zogoneranso mwamba momwemo. Powonjezerapo tili ndi kitchen imene timagwiritsa ntchito mbawula ya makono pofuna kuti titeteze chilengedwe, chifukwa chilengedwe chikuvuta masiku ano. Tilinso ndi nkhuri imene imatithandizira kuti pakhomo pathu pano pakhale pa ukhondo, timaramo zinyalala zimene tasesa. Komanso tili ndi chimbudzi chimene chili ndi chovundikira pa dzenje pake. Komanso tili ndi mitengo ya zipatso imene imatithandiza kuti tizikhala kuti athazi pokwanitsa magulu 6 ya zakudya.
Tikuyambika ndithu kopambana chifukwa upangile ukale udalibe tidali anthu ozunzika, koma pano tusimba lokoma chifukwa chachani cha bungwe limeneli.
Access to reliable and stable markets has been a challenge to smallholder farmers who reside in rural areas. The project is helping farmers to overcome this barrier through the improvement of road and bridge infrastructure. To date, a total of 897 kilometers length of roads have been rehabilitated, and works of 75 plus kilometers upgrading to low-volume seal have resumed as most of the contractors are remobilizing.
On this upgrading road, we have got 2 sections. The first section is from Portwa School to Namadidi Trading Center, and that section is 4.9 kilometers. From there, we break up. We start from Changalume Barracks houses up to Mala Kologo village. Subgrade, subbase, and base were completed for Portola to Namadi Training Center. While for Changalume Barracks houses to Mala Kologo village, we have just completed the subgrade. Now subbase and base is the process.
Once completed, the roads will improve farmers' access to market their products and improve the quality of their life.
Nsewu umene ukamalizika chiyembekezo chathu ndichoti tizitha kupindula mosavuta fa titha kukhala ndi matumba 500 ndoti titha kupanga haya galimoto kukatifikisa kumene tingathe kupeza misika mosavuta.
Ona ngati pano bazili maendeleo azikhala bwino. Komanso nsewu umene umachitika zinthu zambiri. Ngati dera mbata anthu amalimako nthochi mbelo zosiyana-siyana nyemba. Ndiye zimapereka makachiopsezo kwa anthu amene amapita kumagaoda kumeneko kumbali ya maendeleo. Chimene wakupazidwa nsewu zambiri zikuyenda bwino.
Maendeleo azakhala ochipa komanso tizakangana awa mini basi fama mini basi azasiriyaso kupita kapena lole okanyamula mbewu zosiyana-siyana chinangwa, thochi, mbatata, chimanga zimachokera kumeneko.
Thanks to the goodwill of the project's multi-donor community.
On behalf of the Ministry of Agriculture, I really would want to thank the donors that are supporting the Ministry of Agriculture with various supporting with funding for various programs. We've been able to rehabilitate rural roads, which are facilitating access to markets for our smallholder farmers. But again, through the Donor Trust Fund, we've also benefited as a country through a banana program, where we are multiplying bananas as a country, which we are distributing to our smallholder farmers. And through this program, we've also managed to have our farmers establish community nurseries, where communities are now able to multiply the banana suckers. So as a ministry, we have benefited a lot from the Donor Trust Fund, and I would like to appeal to our partners to continue supporting the ministry.
Despite donor fatigue, evident in most development sectors across national governments in Africa and beyond, the Ministry of Agriculture in Malawi continues to appeal to development partners to think strategically and to invest in agriculture as a guarantee of the nation's sustainable economic development for now and for the future.